What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another stream, the second stream of 2025. Hey, um, hopefully everybody is having a good day. Hold on, let me make sure all this is set up right. Can you hear that?
No, I can't.
Whatever. Hold on. So, yeah, today we're gonna be doing. Make sure I post the link. Hunter, talk to the audience for me real quick.
What's up, guys? If you don't know, I'm sure it's in the title and I'm sure you saw the thumbnail. But today we are going to be talking about and giving you our top 10 horror movies of 2024. Now, disclaimer, we have not seen every horror movie from 2024. There's a lot there. Most of them are the foreign horror films, but we will get to them. Or the ones that came out like a little later, latter half of 2024. So, so basically, it also excludes movies that are foreign or whatever and came out in or regular or American movies that came out in 2023 but didn't get a U.S. Release date until 2024. So that's for a little clarification. But yeah, we're gonna do 10 movies, and then I think we're each gonna give honorable mention. Spend a second talking about them. And yeah, and let us know what y'all's top 10 of the year are. Honestly, I feel like this year was a really solid year for horror as of last year. I feel like horror is on a good trend right now, and I think as from what I understand, it's just going to get better and better. And I think a lot of it comes from more original stories. Remakes that aren't forced, sequels that aren't forced, and if sequels they have they're not different than the for original, but it's taken care of. And yeah, I mean, even this year, like the originality this year, for example, like for a movie in Violent Nature, which unfortunately you will not see on my list, but the originality of that film is just it's a good sign of where we're going, and yeah, I'm super excited. Me and Jackson are actually tomorrow going to see the new Wolfman movie. Don't know a whole lot about it. We watched the 2010 one, I believe, with Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins, and Emily Blunt, and a pretty decent cast. And wasn't too much into it. I'll be honest. There's some good parts, obviously, and bad parts, like with every movie. But tomorrow, I've been hearing it's pretty solid. I'm trying to go in there with no expectations. Because I know how these Universal, but I hear the movie tries to be more grounded, just like with the Invisible Man from a few years ago. Because it's just I don't know. We're gonna find out tomorrow, and I'm sure Jackson will post on whatever and give his little review of it, and if it's worth a watch or not.
Yes, The Wolfman is what we were just talking
The
about.
Wolfman.
What's up, Taven? Thank you for joining as well. Yes. Yeah, we recently just watched the 2010 remake, as Hunter just said. Has some solid parts, some parts that was like, what's the point? I think Hunter mentioned as well. Rick Baker did special effects.
Yeah.
What's the
I didn't
point?
mention. Yes, I didn't mention that part.
Well, like we were talking about it, and like, what's the point if Rick Baker is going to do the effects if 80% of the movie is CGI? So like,
there's some parts, like I will say, the Wolfman in the movie doesn't look
cool.
incredibly that bad. Like like how I would like. He doesn't fully turn into the wolf like some other movies would be. He kind of, Wolfman, like, the title of the movie, but he has a cool look. There's some parts, some things that it does. The whole wolf fight sequence there at the end was just, and the payoff. It just, and there was a little bit I just
It was weird.
love with, which is crazy because I put in my letterbox thing. It's like it's one of those rare movies where you have a cast of those like Oscar nominated, Oscar winning actors and actresses that the movie just doesn't is just not there, and there's a lot of issues, and I'm not saying anybody like Benicio it's his fault, anything, there's just a skew of things. I personally didn't enjoy it. I know somebody probably watching or in the future or somebody out there just absolutely enjoys it, but yeah, I was not that much of a fan of it, but we'll see let's see how this one is.
Yeah, I've stated before. I mean, as you all know, we're big classic monster. Holy shit, there's the Wolfman up
Oh,
there.
there he is.
Yeah,
That's
we're big classic monster fans here. So
everybody. We're gonna start a poll. Who should do we think Jackson should wear the mask tomorrow to see the movie
at the theater.
at the theater?
But no, I'm going in with low expectations, so hopefully I can be surprised. Just because of everything that I've seen and have talked about on the channel and previous live streams. We'll see, I guess. But other than that, 2024 was a fun year for horror. It was a mixed bag, I'd say, of lots of different things, new things as well, and a fantastic revival of a classic horror film, which came out of nowhere, I feel like. As we'll talk about our picks in the upcoming minutes or so, what did you think overall about this year for horror? What were some things that stood out to you? Like,
You, if I don't know if you're muted or not, but I kind of did, or I talked about it, but I'll rehash it and tell you. I think the best, the I think the part of the horror this year and like last year too is just the original ideas. If I'm looking at my top 10, I mean, over half, like majority of them are original movies, besides like 2 or 3. What?
I was trying to cough, and I don't know if y'all saw that, but I went like that real quick.
With like 2 or 3, and I think like I love and horror. It's such a huge genre, and there's so many things you can do and be creative. And I feel like this year was very strong in that sense. Also, just directors getting the chance to again, like this goes along with the creativeness and whatnot, but just their abilities to film, be filmmakers and tell creative and original stories that are compelling. That regardless of that they brought in a huge audience or not, that they were able to craft this story. And I think actually horror took a step up this year. Like, I'm not saying as long as horror's been around, people would go to the movies and horror becomes this set like weekend event where you just go and like, oh, see a scary movie kind of thing. Yeah, like so yeah, like I said earlier, and it just makes this event like, oh, let's go get scared, which of course is one of the reasons it's horror, but isn't so big. But I feel like this year is just like it's not so much being scared, which there's obviously scary parts, but I feel like people are directors and writers are progressing into towards not so much cash grab, which there are cash grabs, but they're making compelling stories as well, and not leaning so much into horror tropes, but multiple okay, that I just contradicted myself, but y'all know what I mean. Yeah, and I just feel like once you hear the list, I mean, you'll understand kind of what we're getting along.
Yeah. So do you want to go ahead and hop into our honorable mentions to start off? And as we talk about the 2024, our favorite films.
And the year of 2024 is a wrap. What's that
He did
TikTok
it.
sound?
Yeah.
I'm
And this
I'm
year
good.
is coming to an end or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know.
guys, it's 2025. What how are we feeling? Anybody's their New Year's resolutions? How y'all doing on that? Watching any good movies?
Yes. Well,
I don't know if it's in your top 10, Jackson, but it's not in mine.
this
I
is
will.
my
I
number
will.
one.
Okay, well,
Oh,
I will say, yeah, in Violent Nature. Uh, in Violent Nature, we went and saw in the theater, and while ambitious and we can recognize the creativity of it, and of course, it has a huge fandom for it. I know some people talking about, and then maybe I went in with high expectations. Maybe I don't know. It just didn't hit the mark for me. I felt kind of boring at some point. The pacing. Um, but yeah, again, like I said, that's just my opinion. And it does. It has one of the coolest, if not, excuse me, again, the coolest kill of the year with the
mm.
Was it the anchor, the thing where
The
he puts it through
Yeah.
the flex. One of the coolest. I don't want to spoil anything, but after this, I don't even know if they show that on YouTube or not, but you'll see it and you'll know what I'm talking about. Honestly, probably is the coolest kill of the year, most creative kill. But other than that, it was pretty much there's a lot of off screen stuff and there's some other cool things, but just I don't know. It's just I don't know.
uh, those of y'all that have tuned in right now, make sure to leave a like on the stream. I appreciate that. Uh, yeah. So I might. You just want to get into our honorable mentions
I might
because
swerve in that corner. Whoa, yep.
okay. So let me just go first because since we're already talking about it, um, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Mira.
Uh, my honorable mention, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, is actually In a Violent Nature because of this reason right here. Because so Dunwich, you nailed it on the head. This is exactly why it's in my honorable mention. Uh, what's up, Bruce? Thank you for stopping by.
Bruce.
Uh, but yeah, that's that's why it's my honorable mention because it's basically like you're following Jason around the whole time of Camp Crystal Lake of like his perspective, and when you think like how is Jason able to get to this guy and like this is kind of what I would think it would be like basically. The idea was really cool. I think I gave it a 5 or 4 out of 10. And I think it has a sequel coming out as well, or it's in the works or something. So hopefully that's better, and they took the criticism that they received from the first film to make it better for the next. But yeah, that's my honorable mention. It had some cool parts, cool kills, some stuff that we did enjoy or that I did enjoy. But just it's not making top 10. It fell short. But yeah, that's my honorable mention, In a Violent Nature from 2024. What about you, Hunter?
And also, okay, I'm gonna piggyback on that. What I'll say about Violent Nature, if I maybe was to not watch it in the theaters, maybe have had a different experience. I'm a big believer in seeing movies in the theater, but for this one particular, uh, especially seeing what I saw it with the group that a common viewer, and it just didn't hit for them obviously because it is slower. Once I don't know if anybody's in this chat has seen this, seen the movie, which I'm sure some of y'all have. Literally, like the first 5 to 7 minutes.
Think you get
Literally the first 5 to 7 minutes, you know what you're getting into because it's literally one shot. It's literally just.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say what this. You know exactly what you're getting into, but it's not the theater movie if that makes sense. Not
yeah,
like some of these other ones.
yeah.
KJ, what up? What?
What's up, KJ? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for everybody stopping by. Taven, Eli, Bruce, KJ, and the other ones who hasn't commented yet. But I appreciate it. Support always. Guys, we're trying to hit 3K this year. Let's get to 3K this year, okay? Let's do it. Y'all want to do it? I want to do it. So let's do it.
Jay, yeah.
So Hunter, you want to hit up with your honorable mention to the chat?
Yeah. There's a lot of movies I could have went with on my honorable mention. Such a head ass like thing to say. That there's a lot of things I could have put as my honorable mention. But I was like, I'm gonna put it actually an honorable mention because I don't know if this movie got much love or even really was saw that much or seen that much. It was actually released on YouTube. It's called Milk and Cereal. I know Jackson said he could guess my the art. Was that the one you thought it was?
It was not,
Okay,
but
well.
we're doing good, bro. We needed to do the stream for the audience on our best favorite horror films from 2024. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you're doing well. As always,
Hope you're doing good too, KJ. Hope you're doing good.
appreciate everybody's support. But yeah, KJ, let's hit 3K this year.
That's right, KJ 3K. That's what we're gonna do.
Everybody, let's do it.
Let's do it.
As you were
It's Milk
saying,
and Cereal. So think of a found footage, but it's not really a found footage. It's more just like these two guys. I forgot the dude's name, but they're as you see them on TikTok and stuff. But Milk and Cereal. It's about these.
oh, hey,
Let's go. Hit 3K.
Let's hit 3K. Oh my god, yo! Thank you for the dono. Let's go.
Oh, it's a donut. Okay, dope. What was it? Damn, I forgot I was off track.
Appreciate it. This is the best day. This is the best day of my life.
I don't know what money is.
Let's go.
But it follows these two YouTubers, and they're a prank YouTube channel, which they, in that movie they follow a bunch of tropes and whatnot. But it's cool to see, and a very small setting. I think they film in like their apartment and just like around their apartment, outside their apartment. Such a cool. I created like a cool idea, and just it literally is like a group of like friends and stuff got together and made a horror movie with. I bet there was probably a little bit of a budget, but like you could tell watching it. It's like, for example, Creep with Mark Duplass or whatever. It's so cool, and it's cool to see these people making indie movies. If you haven't got a chance to see it, go watch it on YouTube. It's super good. I think the guy who plays Milk, which is what they call him in the movie, whatever, Milk. I think he's great. I think he and the other guy wrote it as well. But yeah, I thought he was great. He's also super fucking funny if you watch his other stuff.
So yeah. Again, very much appreciative. Thank you.
Also, let me show the poster real quick.
This is why this community that we built on this channel from ground zero is the best. We're gonna keep going. And that's the poster. And would you mind showing In a Violent Nature poster real quick as well?
Yeah.
It's only like an hour or so, too.
Hour and a half.
Okay. Well, I thought it was shorter. My bad.
The Violent Nature?
No, Milk and Cereal.
Oh, Milk and Cereal. Good question. I think it's a little over an hour. I don't say, but oh well. So go give that some love. If y'all haven't seen it. Whoa. Did I get dark? There I am.
Okay.
It got dark. It was weird.
So yeah, I think those are two solid recommendations if you're already a fan of the genre. And yeah. There's a Hunter went stealth mode.
It's just my dark. Maybe, yeah.
Detective mode.
I got hacked.
So yeah. Do we want to hit up with the number 10 spot? I guess I'll go first. Coming in at number 10, my last spot, I had to throw this in there because I did think it was fun. I think you might know what it might be. But I'm talking about Y2K from 2024, directed by Kyle Mooney. who I'm a big fan and supporter of. So when I heard he's doing another movie, his second to Brigsby Bear, which is a fantastic indie film, and it's a horror movie, and it's by A24, and it's going to be Kyle Mooney. I was like, these are three things that I love. Hopefully, it does well, and it was okay. It had some cool props and aesthetics, and Fred Durst is in there, and so the whole '90s vibe is very like a tone throughout the movie. And Kyle Mooney is in it, and he's exactly what I wanted out of him. He's hilarious. So it's a fun, enjoyable time. I did not see this coming. Horrorgang, I used to pray for streams like this, delivering to the fans once again.
Guys, 2025 is the year of Horrorgang, dog.
Bro, this is my favorite emoji because I'm always blessed up because of you guys.
That's right.
So yeah, Y2K, it's pretty fun. When it comes out on 4K, I'm gonna buy it or Blu-ray, whatever, just to support it.
Y2 4K.
Yeah.
No one laughed at the joke. It's okay.
But
yeah, Y2K is it's a cool movie. I didn't love it, but I will say I was very sick when I saw it. I had the winter cold or whatever. I was kind of not miserable watching it, but just not feeling good. And then, of course, I thought there was a lot of funny parts. It's one of those movies you can't really take like too serious, because it's a very goofy, dumb. Like I've said this with it's a goofy, dumb movie. With I say that is a good thing for. But Kyle Mooney is, I will watch anything he does. I think he is so funny. Having Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst be a part of just a big aspect of that movie is just funny to me. And him being in the movie, not just like for like a cameo, but like a legit part. Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I think I gave it like a 6 out of 10 overall, 3 out of 5. Maybe an extra half star just because.
I can see it a little later, like a few years, maybe coming like one of those culty movies where, like A24 is known for.
So to me, the best aspect of Y2K, excuse me, it's a horror movie that has comedic elements that, like, if you get that kind of humor, it's super funny. But there's not that many horror films that have talked about the scare that Y2K was. So that was an interesting take. It was really cool to see.
Again, yeah, the originality that, like, that's another example. The best aspect, I think.
Bruce with the dono. Let's hit 3K. Thank you so much, Bruce.
And guys, I get half of the donations. I'm joking. He doesn't pay me. It's okay.
He's
no, the best aspect of it, I think, is just the humor, which makes sense because Kyle Mooney wrote it, and yeah, he's one of our favorite comedians. But I think the more specifically, is the humor involved with the graphic and violent scenes, which I always love in movies. So, like, if you're able to use like a very dark sequence or very maybe there's a kill or something, but you're able to make it humor, give some humor to it. I'm always a fan of that. So, and I feel like that was yeah.
Bread it up like a chicken tender. I'm gonna have to put that in a song. That sounds fire.
I will be back. I gotta go
for that
super quick.
Come on, Eli. Let's hit 3K. Let's do it. Again, I mean, that is crazy. Let me ask my mom for my wallet so I can donate. Ask her. Hurry. No, I'm joking. But no, you guys, this is the best. This is the best thing ever. Yeah. So Y2K, if you guys are interested, let me look it up. I don't know if that's streaming anywhere. Um, I don't think that's streaming anywhere right now, but yeah, it's only available to rent on YouTube or Google Play for $10. Come on, just wait a little bit until it's actually on somewhere. Uh, but yeah, let's hit 3K. And as we wait for Hunter to come back for him to give his number 10 spot on the year, um, let's see. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Uh yeah, make sure to leave a like on the stream and thank you for watching so far. All the support is greatly appreciated. Um are there any films you guys are wanting to see this year or ones that you're anticipated of? For example, for me, I cannot wait for Superman to come out. I think it's going to be awesome. James Gunn, he's got us, bro. He's got us. Okay, Hunter's back.
Guys,
So
I'm back.
let's hear your number 10 spot for your 2024 horror films.
Shit. Oh, okay, let me get my list up. All right, coming in at my number 10. I literally just changed it. Like a little after we started the thing. Originally, it was Cuckoo, starring Hunter Schafer, and there's this actor who's also in another movie on my list. I cannot think of his freaking name, but he's in other horror films that are good. But my number 10 spot I changed was to Lisa Frankenstein. Lisa Frankenstein, I thought was gonna be so. I really didn't even know, like, just so goofy and like campy. But the crazy thing is that it was goofy and campy, but all in a good way. Like, I thought it meant like just a cash grab teen story, which it is, but it's very, very funny. Very, like, there's some violent ass parts in it. So again, using humor in dark situations and whatnot always is going to get me. I thought, what's her name? Can't think of her name, but Cole Sprouse as the Frankenstein s character, the lead actress. I can't think of her name. Was great. I just like the again original stories. Maybe not original character or ideas of characters, but I thought the directing was good. I thought the aesthetic and the coloring and whatnot was good. The score was good. Yeah, I just there's a part in it, like, I'm not gonna say it, but because it's just so crazy at the end of the movie, the payoff of the movie, and once you see it, you'll be like, holy, like, it's crazy. But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised with Lisa Frankenstein. Very campy, but like a good campy, fun horror movie, and I think it's only like an hour and a half, which I literally just watch in a night or whatever. And yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, that segues into my number 9 spot, which is Lisa Frankenstein. Like, pretty much to piggyback off everything you just said, it was fun. It had a little bit of campiness to it. I had a little bit of comedic elements to it, a little bit of like romance, drama to it, a little bit of everything with the Frankenstein story sprinkled in it. Yeah, it was just a fun. I would consider it as a little bit of a campy horror film in a modern day perspective.
And I'll show you all the posters because I know Jackson was lazy and didn't.
No, I don't know how to work this thing. So
there's the Lisa Frankenstein poster.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome. So yeah, Lisa Frankenstein was my number 9 spot, and if you guys want just like a fun, like, just throw it on for whatever, a chill time, 2024 horror film, there you go. Lisa Frankenstein coming in at number 9. What about for you, Hunter?
All right, coming in at number 9 for me is a horror movie that came out early this year, that I didn't even see until a few months ago, I think during Halloween time or even after, is Abigail. again, another creative idea or creative original movie with again with not the, like new idea, I guess you would say, but like the idea in a new format. So that's same thing as Lisa Frankenstein and whatnot. Yeah, again, great performances in the movie. Super super funny. Uh, but also again violent, like very graphic, and then it's this little ballerina girl who's a vampire. She's cursed with. Ends up the ending scene. She again, I'm trying not to spoil anything as much, but yeah, again, that guy who was in um, oh my gosh, Cuckoo, which I was talking about earlier, he's also in this, and he's super super great in it. Um, yeah, the acting's good. The set, I like the set of they're these robbers, and they're going to rob this wealthy dude's place, and ends up getting locked in with and trapped with this young girl who happens to be a vampire, and they got to figure out a way to get out. And and of course there's a twist or something, little plot turn a little later in the movie that kind of sets up the ending being paying off. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm not sure if Jackson put that on his top 10 or not, but yeah.
So again, to piggyback off of what you said, my number, what's this, 9 spot?
8.
8, yeah. Okay, yeah, 8. Abigail. Basically everything that Hunter had once said again.
Guys, he's just copying my list.
No, I'm not.
He's copying my list.
Oh, bro.
Guys, everybody comment L. Comment L list. L list. Bro. Everybody comment Jackson has an L list.
Bro, why would you say that?
L list.
Why would Horrorgang say that? I'm gonna start with that comment. But no. Yeah. This one was also like original again, because when you take like a vampire kid, basically, we don't see too many kid vampires, and at first it just sort of looks like a home invasion movie until you know what it
again, it's one of those also that it makes you root for the villain or the antagonist of the movie.
Yeah,
but she really isn't. She's like antagonist, like she's the protagonist antagonist. If you see the movie, you will end up seeing but you go. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't have much else to say other than check it out, and without spoiling, anything.
It's super fun. Another one that's like Lisa Frankenstein.
It's another fun one.
Am I still on the left? Okay. I remember we had this conversation last time.
Thank you for joining.
My left, it's Jackson.
So
technically he'd be right here.
You're right here.
Okay, so we're flipped. Okay, it doesn't even matter. No. But yeah, another Abigail, another fun one, another super fun one. You can watch, and I think your significant other would like. There's people that like movies, but they're not like film buffs. I think they would really get a kick out of this movie and like it. Same with Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah. So that was my number 8 spot for the 2024 horror list. What is your number 8 spot?
Coming in number 8, a movie that I wasn't sure. I didn't see it till a few weeks ago, actually. Smile 2. Now, what does that look for, low or high?
No, nothing.
L list, guys. L list. Everybody comment L list. Spam it.
Not funny.
No, but Smile 2. What's her name? Naomi Scott, maybe?
Watts.
No, it's not Watts. I think it's Naomi Scott. I could be fucking wrong. She was in Lemonade Mouth, I'm pretty sure. If y'all know what Lemonade Mouth is from the Disney Channel, she was in that. She stars in it, and she was fucking fantastic. I would not be surprised if she's casted more into more horror movies. She plays the lead singer. I forget her freaking name, but um, in the movie. But the thing that I love, one of the coolest opening shots in a horror film this year or the past few years, honestly, that starts off kind of picking up where the first one left off, which I like the first one, but I think I like this one a decent amount more. Uh, just
Yeah,
I think
I think most people would agree that the sequel is like better for
yeah, I
sure.
think it got more understanding of what it is, right, and what the sequel was going to be. Um, I think being having this situation or this scenario with the victim, or I don't even know what they call it, and it's just like they're possessed almost, but it's not possessed. They're just they're they see the person die with a smile and whatnot, and so they become they start seeing things, but other people can't see them. And I thought it was so creative and such a good idea to put it in a scenario with someone that's famous and in the spotlight and has had drug problems in the past. So people already have this image of her, and think she possibly might be relapsing. And then this gut wrenching part at the end. Again, not in the hospital, which I'm not going to elaborate on, so I don't spoil anything. But the ending scene kind of was like, I was a little confused because once you get played into all this like visions and stuff and things are real or not, it gets kind of fuzzy. But I love. I think another highlight of me was just the camera work and the cinematography, which they had such cool shots and very graphic, very gory. Horror fans love to see. A very good physical acting too from everybody. So, but yeah, that's why I kind of cracked my number 8 spot. I really like it. Smile too.
Smile 2, good pick. So for my number 7 spot, I'm going with the Devil's Bath. This was
You
a
say your number 7 spot?
yeah, this is my number 7.
Okay, mine too. So we can kind of talk about it together.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so the Devil's Bath is a very interesting like folklore murder thriller, sort of semi witchcraft film. But it's basically like the the being accused of witchcraft kind of the thing. But it fits that whole vibe. The film is shot very beautifully well. Um, the acting is good. It really puts you in that 1800s, 1700s Austria. Like you feel like, hey, this is what it was really like during that time period. Uh, and the main character that it follows, this family, they've been trying to have a child, and basically it's not going well. So our woman of the film has to resort to other things in order to get the things that she wants. Uh, Weird, strange occurrences happen, but it's one of the best looking films I've seen this year. Like
Oh yeah,
like by far, it's
I
just the
think what
atmosphere is out of this world.
it's a foreign film. It's a Shutter exclusive, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really kind of depressing movie. Like you said, I don't know what exact year. I think it was like 1700s ish time period. Was it in Austria? I don't remember, but I know it was European for sure.
Yeah, it was Austria. I do remember.
But just again, like you said, visually, I mean, it's up there with like a Nosferatu of this year or other movies of the past that just make you feel like you're in that time period, in right there with this family and whatnot. But yeah, like you said, they're trying to have a kid, or all she wants to Agnes, I think her name is in the movie. She just longs to have a kid and raise, but circumstances allow her not to. and she again results to doing other things. But it really also is kind of just like a depiction of like mental health and how
Oh yes, yeah,
how how maybe mental health would have been in that time, because there wasn't no outlets for it. There's like she has this like she's mentally not like having issues and not not being able to have this, and so there's so many things eating her up and weighing on her, and people are just like, you're crazy, you're
yeah,
just crazy, you know. It's crazy to think about, because they didn't have outlets to talk about, or they just like had to deal with it kind of thing. And yeah, I think the acting was amazing. I thought the set was beautiful, the cinematography was great,
yeah.
the story was good, and again, creativity, originality points. And yeah, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's on Shutter.
Yep. So since that was both of our number 7 spot, uh, I'll just go ahead and throw out my number 6, which Hunter already talked about. Smile 2.
Oh, so
Um,
mine was low, too low for you,
what's that?
too low for you, mine, because I had it at 8. Is that why you made that face
No,
earlier?
no, because I was flipping it back and forth in my head. Should I throw it at 6 or 7, 6 or 7? And then I don't know. Right before this stream, I was like, number 6.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Smile 2.
Everybody spam L list. L.
Oh my. Uh, Smile 2. Everything that Hunter said. I personally think it's a lot better than the first one. Um, the first one is just kind of like it had some cool ideas, some interesting parts, but it felt a little bit too campy, like with the smile thing. Like this is a theater horror movie that you would go and see and like probably forget about. Like, oh, remember Smile? But Smile 2 is a lot better. I think better camera work. The acting is maybe just about the same, but I think the story better in the part 2. I think you said they knew what they were doing more. I think that's a good way to put it.
that
Or,
that understood,
yeah, like the lore and whatever, how they want to
how
take
people
the
have received
story.
it, and
Yeah,
how
yeah,
they. But I think it ultimately comes to is what situation can we put a person in that is in the spotlight and constantly people around them, where there's a specific scene in it where she's doing a meet and greet.
yeah.
Uh,
That's my favorite scene.
People are happy and smiling, so she's literally like, I have no idea, like, if this person, and y'all go check it out. I don't even know what it's on. I think it's on Peacock or something like that. But go check it out when you get the chance to. It's worth it. If you like the first one, definitely see this one. If you're
Yeah,
not huge on the first one, still check this one out. It still has the same kind of idea, but again, the concept of what this movie is uh, yeah, it's worth checking out.
yeah. So that was my number 6 spot. Um, yeah. So I guess that leads into you, Hunter, and then I will crack into the top 5 after this.
My number 6 spot, I think I saw it in August of last year, and it was one of those movies I was expecting to like. I remember I saw the trailer for it a little earlier that year, later 2023, and I said to Jackson, I was like, "This is going to be really cool," and it is Late Night with the Devil. Uh, we saw it in theaters like August and whatnot. That's a movie that was really fun to see in theaters. The people we went with even loved it. It follows this, I want to say it's 60s or 70s talk show, and the talk show hosts have these. It's a the show is kind of dying and they're losing viewership, and so he's trying to. It's like a Halloween like witch, like I forget what the Night Owl I think is what the show is called. It's like a horror Halloween theme thing, but he brings on this live possession, or this girl that is possessed or whatnot, and then of course things go awry and whatnot, and things become real that the people didn't think was real, and to this day has one of the I can't what is the oh my gosh, the actor's name. He's also Polka Dot Man. It's like
Yeah,
David. David something, but he was fantastic in it. The other actors were great. The like just the set production there was great. The set design, I mean, and yeah, and to this day, me and Jackson still quote it because there's a scene talking about a certain there's like a degree or whatnot, and he's like, "This man is a doctor," and he said, "And what do you, the degree of hogwash or something like
He
that."
said,
The
yeah,
University of Hogwash from the
no,
University
it
of
was
Hogwash.
talking. Yeah, it was talking about the woman, like exorcist or what was she?
I think she's got a
Paranormal
degree in like
investigator.
paranormal. Yeah,
And she's like, I actually have a degree in it. And he's like, from the University of
from the
Hogwash. Like
University
he's
of
like
Hogwash.
a uptight, like
It's so stupid.
uni professor kind of thing.
But yeah,
Um,
I love Late Night with the Devil. I know Jackson did as well. Um, Great performances. Great again, original idea. Love it. Yep.
uh, before we get into top 5, what is Feral Comics? Let me see if I can find anything online real quick. Feral Comics was a comic.
A comic run. It was
A
a
a series of horror thriller comics in the early 2000s.
it was like an anthology, but they all were separate stories.
Yes, and we happen to know some of the creators and like, but it's really cool artwork, really cool stories.
We happen to know some of the creators.
Uh,
We kind of know them.
but no, really cool comics, really cool stories, really cool artwork. I'm hoping to see it get revived here soon. That would be really cool. Let me see if I can find a picture of it somewhere. Comics. Let's see. Oh, I know where to go.
But yeah, it's I think they had like a 4 or 5 issue run. I can't remember. It's a Nightmarica, Malevolent. And I can't think of Bruce's. Which one? What's it called?
38.
Planet Dirty Apes. Is that what it? And Dirty Apes, and they're all different art styles, different kind of different stories. Malevolent's kind of like maybe you would see it and think like, oh, The Crow or something along those lines. Nightmarica is just like is just monsterfied, and the artwork is very specific and stylized. And then Dirty Apes is kind of like if I remember correctly, it's kind of almost not I don't want to say anime ish, but really cool story. Again, all their artwork is very unique to them, and they're all different, but they all come to create this cool little comic run.
Yes. Yeah, I'll have to find a picture in a little bit on what exactly we're talking about. But no, it's a really cool comic run. Shout out to that HD #1. That's right. Did Hunter's Unk have something to do with it? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to find a picture in a little bit, y'all. But it's for some reason it's not popping up. But I swear it exists, and hopefully it's gonna come back. So that'd be really cool.
We're on number 4, boss, or 5. We're cracking the top 5 now.
Number 5.
I think Jackson's zoning out, guys. You didn't make a list?
No, I made a list. I'm trying to build into it. But I guess never mind.
Just start talking. You'll build into it. So I'll just ramble on until I get to my point.
Well, my number 5 is actually The Substance. This came out in August.
I think later. I don't know
Anyway,
exactly when, but it was like later.
yeah, it was later in the year, and there was a ton of um, horror movie references that were, uh, like if you were a big fan and you went and saw it, you would be like, "Oh, that's that," and so it was made for fans by fans, and it fantastic acting. Uh, I know we've talked about this probably on the last stream that uh, Moore probably deserves a nominee or for best performance. Didn't you say she won Golden Globes?
She won a Golden Globe, yeah, for Best Actress in I think it was a comedy or drama or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
uh, comedy or musical or something like that. She'll definitely be nominated. Demi Moore will, which is cool because in her speech or whatever, she was like, it was her first award. She's been acting for 45 years, and it was her first award she'd ever won, which is crazy because she's been in some great movies and like been a lead in them. So
Yeah, but this was a like the effects and the story is what was so fascinating and heavy because it basically shows about getting older or like the process of a Hollywood star like losing their fame because they're older, they're not young and vibrant anymore, and it's like, what would you do to get that fame back? You would do the substance. No, but the ending, oh my god, what a body horror mess that was. That was a nasty freak show.
yeah. Also, I just thought about it. Rest in peace, David Lynch, guys. We lost one of the greatest to ever do it today. If you don't know who David Lynch is, he did movies such as Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive, among others. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, R.I.P. And the OG J Monks, Big Daddy Monks popping. Yes, 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 yes. Yep. I wish I knew. We're talking about the best horror movies of this year. My number 5 spot was The Substance. So yeah.
Yep. So my number 5, and again, the top 5 could be switched around. Honestly, I like all of them pretty evenly for different things. But number 5, I have Long Legs, starring Nick Cage and I think her name's like Micah Mallow or something. She was the lead in It Follows, which she was great in. When I love It Follows, but this movie is super super scary. I remember seeing the trailer on TikTok, believe it or not, and I sent it to Jackson, and I was like, "Dude, this is like this. This is the type of shit I. This is the this is the stuff the horror that actually like scares me. I have no idea what the inside joke is, but
No, I called into work to make it here, and
well, there
me
you go. Yeah, Long Legs again. Nicolas Cage was great in it. Really terrifying. I think the cinematography in it is just visually storytelling and building an atmosphere that is really unsettling. I think the snow being a part of it was very, especially with Long Legs being this like very white makeup, almost white hair kind of character, creepy. And Nick Cage gets to be full Nick Cage in this movie, which is always a good thing. Um, it has a very very unsettling part where he's getting interrogated when he finds out. Uh, Again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but some very graphic stuff in this, and again, if you're able to use your past, they're able to use past trauma in an effective way to move along the story and have her have this character arc or big moment in the movie. which you guys will see if you watch it. Was it Neon that did the movie?
Mhm.
I don't even remember.
Yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
Dude, Neon's put out some fantastic movies. Like I think it's like probably like ahead, like a little above A24. Like they put out good movies. Longlegs, yeah, it was crazy. The way it was shot was really cool. I don't know exactly the exact like the camera angle or lens they use. It kind of looked anamorphic, but I'm not sure. Uh, Again, one of those like almost opening scenes. No, opening scene's pretty creepy. And I remember the marketing for this was like pretty. They had one of those phone calls, so you text the number or whatever, or call
Yeah.
the number, and it's Nicolas Cage's character singing "Happy Birthday," which was really creepy. But yeah, and it genuinely it made me uneasy, and I love again this. There's this. I really enjoyed it. I need to watch it again because it's. I think I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the theater, whenever that was. But I remember really liking it, and I think Osgood Perkins, who has Monkey coming out, which the trailer just dropped for today, I believe, here soon. I'm super excited for.
So yeah, that was your number 5.
Yep.
So my number 4 is actually uh what the bro
Who is that?
Mandy.
Oh, Mandy.
Skippity, what's up? Toilet. Uh my number 4 is going to be Late Night with the Devil. That we had Hunter just previously discussed on his list. Um, that is another excuse me, another horror film that's like for horror fans. And I think it also touches a little bit on the mysterious like Bohemian Grove like society cult kind of thing. I think it mentions a little bit of that, which is cool. And you know, like a horror TV host has a real life possession on screen, and it's crazy. Uh, I really enjoyed it. I remember just like going into the theater and watching it and having like a really good time with it. And uh, like I can remember leaving the theater and being like, yeah, this is probably gonna be one of the best horror movies of this year. And I personally think it's top 5. I think you had it at 7 or 6.
6. So, I mean, again, it could have slipped in there somewhere depending on the day.
Yeah, but it's really fun. It's really fun. I would like to get a 4K of it. I think it's already. Yeah, it's already. I think
And they did
Second Sight.
Studio Canal maybe did one or something,
I know Second Sight did one with
or Second Sight.
like how they did the Dawn of the Dead and Martin and oh, the Hitcher release came out too. Um, Arcadian. I think Arcadian. I never saw it, but I do know that's another Nick Cage horror film. Uh, dude, y'all know Dunny. Dude is cool AF. Yes, we know that's our boy. uh, that's gonna be one of the sickest names I've gotten. I've set up for a good 2 minutes. Yeah, but no, Late Night with the Devil. It's super fun. Really fun watch, and probably one of the most rewatchable films of this year, in general, not just horror. So yeah, that's my number 4 spot.
My number 4 spot, I don't know if they even made Jackson's top 10 or not, was a movie we saw probably around August ish, maybe a little after, was Strange Darling. This one kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people. And honestly, I wouldn't even known about it until I was recommended it. It is such a cool horror movie. And there's so many twists and turns in it. Aesthetically, I think well, I'm just more biased towards it because it's something that like I'm into the storytelling, the unlinear storytelling of it, which I'm a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, which obviously makes me into the unlinear storytelling. The music in it, the shot selection, and what the performances in it are awesome. They're great. The guy from Smile, the first Smile movie, is in it, and he's the lead character, the lead dude, and he's great in it. The girl in it is fantastic. Uh, yeah, I just think it's one of those movies I wish would have got more of a audience to recognition, because I feel like it would have done pretty decently well, because there's our movie the twist and turns in it that, as linear storytelling does, unravels the story, and you just keeps you engaged. And yeah, I saw this with Jackson. I absolutely loved it. If y'all haven't got a chance to see it, please go check it out. Strange Darling.
Still trying to figure out how to work this thing. Let me know if it goes through. I had some extra money spare.
Eli, we will make sure I get that $5. Me specifically. I got nothing on my walls, dude. Look at his shelves in his background. I have a Bolts and Hose tapestry. So you let me know who needs it more.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah.
The 100 to the Venmo, it might work. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, that one. Send it to that Venmo. That one should work for sure. So for my number 3 spot, let's get it. Mine is actually Long Legs. I love this movie. I believe you and other excuse me, you and some of our other friends went and saw it, right?
Unfortunately, yeah, I think pretty sure Jackson was ill at the time.
Yeah, I was sick at the time, and then so y'all went and saw it, and the last day it was in theater was the day that I went and saw it. But at the time, I was feeling semi enough to where I could go see it, and I saw it in the entire theater by myself, and it was awesome.
I bet.
Nick Cage is one of my favorite actors like ever, and just to see him be like,
do it,
cuckoo. When he did that, I was like, bro, he deserves an Oscar. It's like a satanic Silence of the Lamb movie kind of thing. I really enjoyed it. I thought, the acting, the story, it was awesome. I really don't have any complaints about it. I would like to rewatch that as well. It's definitely worth the watch.
Mommy,
Yeah,
Daddy,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's actually an insane movie. It's one of my favorites. Excuse me, this year in general, and I highly, highly, highly recommend Long Legs. If you have not seen it, please go watch it. I don't know what it's on right now. Let me see.
I don't even know if it's on anything. I bet it is though. I think Prime maybe or something.
Yeah, it's available on Prime, Fandango, and Google Play for $5.99.
So Prime.
Yeah, but it is awesome. That's my number 3.
Nice. Coming in at my number 3, and again, these next 3 are all interchangeable, like I said, but I'm going to go with Alien Romulus. I can't remember when we saw it. We saw it like opening weekend or whenever it was. And I remember they had this like promotional thing with the popcorn buckets. They had like a Xenomorph cup, which I regret not getting at the time. But it was probably one of the better cinematic event movies I've seen this year in the theater. It was so cool. Who's the guy that the director? It's oh my gosh, I can't think of his freaking name. He did the Evil Dead remake movie. Fede Alvarez.
I was muted.
Yeah, Fede Alvarez, who was he's one of the best living
Look at
horror
join. Look at
directors
join. Look
and
at join.
directors in general. What's up, Primetime Horror?
Shout out Primetime Horror.
Primetime. But I mean, the performances from Kaylee Speeney, the guy who plays Ray, I believe his name is that his name? The AI. I think it's Ray. I'm gonna say the AI character, the robot. Again, forgive me if I'm wrong. Such an emotional, powerful performance from him. The rest of the cast was great. The only part I was a little confused on, or not confused on, I guess, but just like I don't know. Didn't even know how it felt was when they had the tall alien creature thing who was actually played by an ex high school basketball player that played with LaMelo Ball, if y'all know who that is, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I just thought just everything the scale of it was awesome. The scale of it was awesome. Performance was awesome. I love Kaylee Speeney. I thought she was great, and she'll continue to be great. The guy who plays, I'm gonna keep calling him Ray. Let me know if that's wrong.
Are you talking about the android?
Yeah,
his name is Andy. I just looked it up.
Andy. I don't know why I kept calling him Ray. I'm
David
sorry.
Johnson.
Who?
David Johnson.
David Johnson?
Yeah, like JonSson.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I kept calling him Ray. Andy in the film is so good. David Johnson, if I'm saying that was right, he was just the heartbeat of the movie, and I think he had such a special like I said, he was the heartbeat of the movie. Kaylee Speen was great. All of the supporting cast was great. You had every trope of the ex-boyfriend and the friend of Kaylee Speeney, and then the douchebag friend, the other douchebag friend of the ex-boy. It is all combines, and I just thought it was so cool, so good, shot great. The xenomorphs and the special effects themselves, and I know a lot of it was practical, was so great. I need to get it and rewatch it, but I really loved it. I enjoyed seeing it, and I think I saw it was like surround sound and like the Mac Daddies. No, it was worth it. It was awesome.
So Eli, let me go ahead and say this is my prediction for the best horror film of this year. Guillermo del Toro, Frankenstein? Come on now. That's my prediction. There, I said it. But what?
I'm just maybe, who knows?
Because I'm the only horror film that I 100% know. Okay, well, no, I'll take that back. The Monkey as well. But Wolfman.
There's also another movie. I think I forgot what it's called, but I think Steven Soderbergh is doing it with like, what's her name?
Oh yeah, shout out.
I'm having trouble names today.
Yeah, Alien Romulus. Oh, today is also John Carpenter's birthday. So
it's kind of crazy. David Lynch died on John Carpenter's birthday.
I know, man.
Lucy or something. She's in it. She was also in Kill Bill movies and Charlie's Angels and whatnot. She's in it. I think it's a neon movie, but Steven Soderbergh, which it kind of looks pretty cool. But yeah, I think maybe Ari Aster's movie comes out this year. I could be wrong. Also, I think Jordan Peele's new movie comes out this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, well, and Crow's Nest 4 ain't even out yet.
Yeah.
When was you going to tell us? So, how about that? Yes, sir. Hope it turns out as we expect. Yeah. You should check out Wolfman with us.
Probably will.
Yeah, right. Lame. But my number 2 spot was Alien Romulus. It felt like an Alien movie again. Like it felt like it belonged with 1 and 2, which is where it takes place in between. Great acting, great set pieces, great practical effects, and you're talking about Rob. I can't remember his last name, but the guy who played with LaMelo Ball, who's like 7'6" or whatever, but he's really skinny. Shout out to him. That was crazy because when we were watching, we were like, dude, because we're huge basketball fans, that looks like him. And it turned out it was, but everything was awesome. Fetty once again, great, another horror movie under his belt, and I believe they are doing a sequel. And
Yeah, I
he's
believe they're gonna do a sequel, and if not the sequel, they're trying to do like, if y'all know the Prey movie that came out on Hulu a few years ago, they're gonna do maybe like a Predator versus Alien, which
yeah.
was gonna be a collaboration between those directors. Which I love Prey, and I loved I think, and the new Prey movie comes out this year, don't it? The remember the one that's supposed to be like from the POV or something of
Oh yeah, I think so.
yeah,
That would be cool. The POV of the Predator. Oh my god, that would be sick. Oh yeah. We're at top. We're in our final. Well,
yeah,
I
we're
just
almost
said my
done.
number two. Oh, Nathan, what's up? Thank you for joining. All good. Any kind of support is the best support. Um,
Yeah, we're talking about Feral Comics.
yeah, we were talking about Feral Comics earlier, so shout out to Nathan as a part of that. What matters is that y'all showed up. Exactly, we appreciate it. So
Get
it's the best.
Jackson to 3K, man.
Yeah, so let's hit Nathan. The goal this year is to hit 3K on the channel. We're about excuse me 400 subs away. So, but we can do it easily. Come on, we can do it. But so my number two for this year was Alien Romulus. I just went into the theater and just like this is Alien. Like this is what it the atmosphere was dark, but it had that sci-fi feel to it. It had some scary parts. It had the androids. It was awesome. I loved it. I can't wait to rewatch it. That's all I'll say for that. And I'll save my number one spot after Hunter mentions his number two.
Okay, so my number two, Jackson's already mentioned it. And again, like I said, these top five or top three more so can be interchangeable. But coming at number two for me is The Substance. By, I forget her name, the director, but a brilliant female director, Claire. I think maybe Claire Dumb, something like that. Just such an original idea and concept, and what I said was like the main thing for this year's horror is just the originality and creativity that everybody was able to have this year. Exactly.
Yeah, that alone is why it deserves the number two spot, if not number one. But
yes.
I think we both have the same number one from where this is going.
Yes. So I'll finish with my.
Go ahead and finish.
So The Substance again could have been easily number one. I wasn't sure what to expect from it. I remember seeing the trailer for it and seeing Demi Moore, and was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, Demi Moore, and just the trailer alone was super intriguing to me because it said so much and nothing at the same time. I can't remember if Margaret Qualley was. Yeah, she was. I'm pretty sure she was in the trailer, but it's such an important message, but the way it's told, and the horrific way it is about women getting older, not even just technically women, but men too, and just more specifically women and that are in the big Hollywood picture scene and whatnot, getting older and just getting replaced almost, which Dennis Quaid in this movie is just playing this like Hollywood exec and producer for, I think, what's her name, Elizabeth Sparkle, maybe. I want to say Demi Moore's name is.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and just like again, the shout outs and little subtle no, hey, I call them hey shots. Look at this shot. The cinematography was such a homage to The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe The Substance itself, when people would think of like this juice or whatever, they think green, but immediately I saw it and I was like Reanimator, but yeah,
but like
the influences on the movie were huge. I saw The Shining with the bathroom scenes, the hallway scenes, the coloring and whatnot. But some of the, Demi Moore, might be one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite she has been in. And obviously she was so fantastic in it. She won a Golden Globe for it, and she's going to be nominated for an Oscar for it. And I guarantee, I can't guarantee, but I would be willing to bet that this movie gets put into the best screenplay, best directing, those kinds of, and maybe even best picture at the Oscars, which is super cool because horror doesn't get as much love quite often in the Oscars or award circuit, which is okay. Awards are kind of subjective and whatnot, but it's cool that it's getting recognized in this kind of capacity. But again, also cool seeing Demi Moore kind of in this, because you don't see a lot of people and big stars like Demi Moore choose to do a movie like this. And I think a big reason why she chose to do it was because of the theme of the movie, getting older and, kind of wishing you were younger and looked better, and how media and how, especially in this case, Hollywood treats younger stars compared to older stars. They're just like, okay, you used you, we're done playing with you kind of thing. So, and Margaret Qualley in it, I mean, she's a superstar. She's only going to be getting bigger. Fantastic in it. I thought their dynamic with each other was great. And again, like you said, the ending was so bananas. The last half hour of the movie is just like a fever dream. And it's just
Yeah.
the
It's
body
like,
horror,
yeah,
like crazy. Very graphic, visually graphic
gross.
sequences, and the gross. And yeah, I think, it was. I loved it. Again, like I said, these top three could be interchangeable, but number one spot I was thinking about, and I just could not put it at number one. But we can talk about it whenever.
Great segue.
Yep.
The final film that we're going to be talking about on this list, in my opinion, the best horror film of 2024 and one of the best movies alone from 2024, Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't even know, was that last year, 2022?
I believe so. I think
Whatever.
it was last year.
I'm joking. It has to be
Nosferatu.
Directed by the great Robert Eggers already. Yes, he's great already. Only his fourth feature length. As I said before, on my review that I did, if you haven't seen the review, go check it out on the channel. You will obey this, my counsel.
You will obey my counsel.
That was really good.
I took a lot out of it.
The atmosphere, the aesthetic, the costumes, the setting, I don't know, acting, like direction, everything was fantastic. Like, I walked out of there, hoping that it would still give some sort of love to the original and then to the 70s version, which all three of these films now are all fantastic and each in their own way. They were, and it did, it with a different little look on Count Orlok, which was cool because the mustache symbolizes the real life Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Tepes. And I listened to Robert Eggers talk about this movie a lot because I just couldn't believe that we got a new Nosferatu since 1970, I think 9. But more importantly, it gave a lot of people an outlet and a reason to check out the original 1922 version, which I love to see. You want to see people revisit these classics, introduce them to a new generation, to continue to talk about why they're so important and why they're so good. So shout out to Robert Eggers for that alone. Yeah. James had a pretty good Orlok impression.
James did have if y'all were tuned into the last live we did,
the Jack Frost new live stream.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. Yeah, I thought Bill Skarsgård was in here whenever he did it.
Yeah, that's my buddy. But no, Nosferatu, I was the whole time I watched it, I was like, just saying like yes, it's so good. It turned out really, really good. Um, I'm very happy with it. I know I said before, I think, bro, he might be in my top 10 favorite directors. I love everything he's done. I can't wait to see what's next. And not only did he is a huge horror guy, like that is his thing. It's his personality, and him doing Nosferatu was just like, because he's been trying to make this for years and years. It would get green light and scrapped. It just wasn't working out till it finally did, and it was awesome. Go check it out if you haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
it.
just want to point this out before I start talking about it. Me and Jackson have been looking forward to this movie for the last year, if not longer. And right when we decided we were going to go see it, we were supposed to go see it on Christmas Day, sold out shows. And we're like, okay, we'll go see it Sunday night. Jackson goes and sees it without me. This just shows you the guy he is. I could have went and saw it and told everybody, no, I'm going to see it with Jackson, and he let me down, but it's okay. Ended
No,
up seeing it Sunday still.
he's lying,
Um,
bro.
it was everything I expected and more. I think, of course, Robert Eggers is a brilliant director, especially when it comes to these folk period pieces. What he's able to do with the sets, the costumes, the performances he's able to get out of these actors. And I thought from the opening shot,
Yeah,
Lily Rose Depp is going to be the focal point of this movie, and her performance was so good, so compelling. Of course, Bill Skarsgård just embodied Orlok. Like you said, the people. I know James had an issue with how Orlok looked, but it. Robert Eggers was going for the more real life vampire when around the idea or the look of him when people thought vampires actually were real. Um, yeah, I thought he was fine. I thought the voice was fine. I remember being in the theaters and his voice was just like shaking the theater. Like it was just like they had the sound on it was fantastic. Uh, it was just like nothing, and then you just felt his voice and how powerful and compelling his voice is, which I thought was great directing and sound editing. So when Thomas Hutter, or Nicholas Holt's character in the movie, when he goes to Orlok's castle, he's he opens the gate, and the the foreground is Count Orlok, and you don't see him, but you feel his presence. Again, someone would call it aura. But his voice, and you could just tell, like, once he hears it, it's Nicholas Holtz is like, oh shit, But he goes in. I thought that whole sequence was good. The only part about the movie that I really did not love, or I'm not gonna say didn't love, I can see people's complaints or things they didn't love about it, was maybe the pacing. Me, wasn't that big of an issue.
I could see that though. I could see why people.
Yes. Also, a standout for me was Aaron Taylor Johnson's character. Emma Corrin was great too, his wife in the movie. But Aaron Taylor Johnson plays, I mean, just the guy that is just stuck in the middle of a shit show going on around him, taking care of Lily Rose Depp while Nicholas Holt's going away, and of course she's going through this mental situation, and then dealing with her wife, who had the two kids she has, and one of the most graphic scenes in the movie. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil it, but once you see it, I mean, this movie's filled with stuff like graphic, very violent scenes, which is cool to see from the 1922 Nosferatu to now.
Sexual too. There's a lot of sexual.
Very, very sexual. But I mean, yeah, it's vampires. They're sex and possession and darkness. I thought some of the shots and the use of shadows was so good. The scene with the curtain and Lily Rose Depp is like floating, and then Orlok, you don't see him, but the curtain flies and you just see his silhouette, which was so cool. The hand above the place was so cool. Yeah, I also watched a lot of videos of Robert Eggers talking about it and some of the influences on it and whatnot. And I've talked to Nathan here. I don't know if he's still here or not. But I watched his video and he posted on Facebook about Robert Eggers was into, I forgot what it was, but then somebody showed him the paintings of, I think Door is the name, the artist Door. And if you go, I'm gonna confirm it's who I'm thinking about. Um, yeah, Gustave Doré, I believe his name is. If you go, yeah, Nathan, no. If you look at these pictures, and it like Robert Eggers says once he saw the pictures of doors, pictures, paintings, it completely changed his aesthetic and what he like wanted to go for. Door, yeah. And if I'm Jackson, I promise you, if you look up on your phone right now, or everybody's in here, you'd see it and be like, yeah, that's pretty much to a T what his visions are.
I'm pretty sure I saw that same video, yeah, of him talking about it as well. Yeah, like I love the way how he thinks and how he approaches films. I even watched Willem Dafoe talk about how he went about creating the atmosphere and the look of the film for it to set in what was it, 1700s Germany, 1800s, and Transylvania at that time,
I
you
can't.
know. So
You're
he
right.
did like basically extensive research once again, uh, and it's very accurate, and it's just, to me, it's just really cool to see.
Yeah, but
It's a,
like
it's a remake. Like, yeah, sure. A lot of horror fans, people in general, be like, "Bro, another remake, whatever." But it's done so well to where it'll probably be one of those movies where people didn't know that there was an original, but now it's giving that outlet. Like, okay, when the Blob remake came out, when the Flower remake came out, they're like, "Oh, well, have you seen the original in the '80s?" And they're like, "What are you talking about, original?" So
I feel like it's one of those situations too. Also, if someone's getting a remake, if you feel like you're in good hands, like you mentioned earlier, Robert Eggers being a huge horror fan, and previous movies he's done, like The Witch is one of my favorite horror movies ever. Honestly, um, James, you're definitely. I have to check that out. Yeah, the cinematography obviously was a high point, and the way
yes,
Robert Eggers,
I
the
didn't even
visual
mention that,
storytelling of it is
but
brilliant. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you're going like being in the hands of a guy like Robert Eggers, who has done extensive research, already knowing the period, a lot about the period the film's based the time period and the area it's based in, with his previous films. Uh, in his extensive research, like you said, this movie has been roaming around for almost over a decade or around a decade, um, and really just trying to hone in on it until they got the perfect script for it potentially. In which I don't know how much it could have been better, but people like Robert Eggers, you always feel like you're usually in good hands with the story, like Nosferatu, a gothic uh, period piece horror film. Um, which I thought he was so great at, and I think this suited him so well. But yeah, like Nathan said, the cinematography was so. I mean, it was amazing. Just like we
yeah,
talked about earlier with the Devil's Bath, I think this. I mean, this is some of the best cinematography in horror in the last one of the best, at least in the last decade or two. Um, and I can go into a whole nother but a whole geek out on the visual storytelling of it. But I'm a huge fan of the performances in it. Uh, the combination between the visual storytelling along with the performances from Lily Rose Depp, who did all the physical acting. So if you've seen the movie and you've seen her get these possession scenes and her contorting her body, that's all her. She took like classes and whatnot for it, which was amazing. Nicholas Holt, who's slowly becoming one of my favorite actors of his generation. Um, he's great, and I feel like this role kind of suits him a little bit. I read that he originally, I believe, auditioned for Orlok, or they were talking about him being Orlok.
Yeah.
But then time passed, and then Eggers, I think maybe said, you know what, I think you'd be a good Thomas, because then Bill ended up being or Orlok, which ended up being the right answer, right hire for it. But again, like I said, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was like subtly so great in the movie, and Emma Corrin, those two together were fantastic. And yeah, I loved it, and that's why I think it was the best, my favorite horror movie of 2024. In my opinion, the best horror movie of 2024.
Yeah, I even saw where he went on the Criterion Closet, and he recommended this movie that is basically told through like images and like symbolic storytelling with little to no dialogue, called The Color of Pomegranates. And he said that helped him with you know, filming like symbolic parts of the film, that like when he's reaching his hand across the city with the shadows and everything. That was like a shout out to that, and I had no idea until I checked it out after. It's on YouTube. It's only like an hour and 15. It's really weird movie. uh of course he would be in, like, you would expect that from him. The attention to the light and dark of the 1800s is cool to see. The world was very dark, yeah, like, but like beautifully dark though, like that gothic dark that we don't see in horror that much anymore. So it came to a
Yeah,
new way
yeah,
of
but
looking at
yeah, I mean, the whole idea of Orlok coming, you know,
The First Omen. I haven't
we
seen
have,
that
yeah,
yet.
again, we talked about earlier some of the ones we have not seen that we need to check out. First Omen, I know you've told me about it a million times. That there's again a few other foreign horror movies, but yeah, the First Omen's one I gotta check out for sure. Uh, but you talked about, I don't know if I'm sure we talked about the set design of Nosferatu. I don't know if I pointed out that, but there was another clip of Robert Eggers talking about. He said multiple times in different interviews and um, press stuff that the snow that they use in the film, which I felt like added to the aesthetic of it and
Yeah.
the coldness and darkness of the movie, um, related to the original. I believe so. I don't know. Okay. Uh, yeah, but Robert Eggers, they were apparently there was they couldn't get the snow for some reason. They didn't want to use like visual effects snow or something or along those lines. And then he was watching a movie from the 40s or 30s, 20s, and I can't remember the movie was called, but they used snow in it, and it's potato shavings. So he called his guys and was like, "Hey, I know that there's no way we can make snow. This movie was made in the early 1900s. There's no way that they can do it and we can't." So they figured out what it was. It was potato shavings. So they used potato shavings in the movie, and that's what the snow was. Just being the innovativeness and creativity, and I just there
It's
again.
because he does his research, and it's so cool because he's not only he's a film nerd, a horror enthusiast. He I think he also said at one point, like, he was watching a Tim Burton movie that was look right here. He said he recently watched Batman Returns and realized how big of an influence it had on Nosferatu's look. Yeah, and the main villain, or not the main villain, but the one villain in there, his name is Max Schreck, which is a complete shout out that Tim Burton did to the original not Count Orlok. That was the actor's real name. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think undoubtedly this is the best horror film of the year, no matter how you want to look at it. Like, I know some people were a little disappointed in it, but like uh overall, just for what it did for the genre, and it people are talking about Nosferatu in 2024. The original came out over 100 years ago. So like that's really, really cool. Um Everything about it was awesome.
Well, technically, they're talking about it in 2025.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're all doing.
So that's why you're watching this video, because y'all knew Nosferatu was going to be up there. But I'm not going to say it's undoubtedly the best movie, because I know, again, it's all subjective. I know
horror movie.
Not even just horror movie, like, because again, like Substance on a Day was super super good. Maybe I lean towards that, but or again, we talk about Alien Romulus, Strange Darling, Long Legs.
Yeah,
it's hard to say undoubtedly the best
I'm
movie.
trying to hype it up. Damn.
I mean, I mean, everybody knows what the hype it is. It is what it is. It's Nosferatu, Robert Eggers.
Can't avoid. Come on, bro.
Also, the last shot in Nosferatu is fucking crazy and hilarious. Like a cool, great looking shot, but just like
still writing about it. Writing about it. That's very true. But yeah, no, last shot was crazy. The whole ending sequence began very sexual. But that is my my number one pick, as well as Hunters, and hopefully you enjoyed us talking about our favorite horror films, top 10, the honorable mention. To go over my top 3 again, because I know James asked earlier. My top 3 was Long Legs at 3, Alien Romulus at 2, and Nosferatu at 1. What would go over your top 3 again?
Oh yeah, let me pull up my phone. Sorry. My honorable mention was Milk and Cereal, a YouTube movie by I want to say YouTubers, but filmmakers on the YouTube space. That was really caught my eye this year. Like I said, the main part of it just group of guys making movies from the comfort of their home and their budget, their low budget or whatever. 10, Lisa Frankenstein. Number 9, Abigail. Number 8, Smile 2. 7, Devil's Bath. 6, Late Night with the Devil. 5, Long Legs. 4, Strange Darling. 3, Alien Romulus. 2, The Substance, and 1, Nosferatu.
There you go. Yeah, Sleepy Hollow. Oh, Maxine.
Oh, there's other movies that I enjoyed that didn't make my personal favorite. Maxine on there, I liked. Cuckoo, Immaculate. Oh my gosh, there's numerous others. I never saw I didn't see The Strangers.
Yeah, I didn't either. I still wanted to see the Apartment 7A, the like prequel or whatever to
Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, and
I heard terrible things about it. So, but it's still cool. Like talking about Rosemary's Baby again. So for something new to look forward to on the channel. By the way, if you haven't left a like yet, make sure to leave a like whenever you're watching this. To support Hunter.
Guys, the more you donate, the more he doesn't pay me. The rich get richer, bro.
Let's see. Maxine, and then oh yeah. Was your okay, at number 1. I'm not judging. I thought of as the worst of the trilogy so far. Humanist Vampire Seeking Consultancy.
I saw people a video talking about that. Again, we said at the beginning, there's the European horror movies foreign horror movies we still got to check out.
Oh, dude. I didn't even mention Oddity. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, the Oddity was great too. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, I still want to watch Exhuma. I've heard awesome things about that.
I want to say something funny. I don't know if you guys know what the Horror Syndicate is. We've talked about them before here. It's a Facebook group and they're a YouTuber. They have a podcast, which Nathan sometimes hops on. But somebody in that forum commented about the Oddity because they were doing like top horror movies of 2024. Someone commented the movie was sucked or it was boring or something. There was only like 2 rooms. And then Nathan commented something like smart and said like, yeah, you're right. If it was 3 rooms, it would have been really good or something. Like it needed at least 3 rooms to be good or something like that. Something dumb. But yes, the Oddity is really, really cool. And that one's also on Shutter, I believe. Or what's it on?
What?
Uh Oddity. Was it on Shutter?
Yeah, it's on Shutter.
Okay.
Red Rooms. That's also another one I've heard good things about. Haven't seen. Why don't we do a watch along right now? No, I'm joking. But yeah, 2025. I need to watch more horror films. Yes, everybody needs to. Odyssey starring the Dwayne Wade statue. That is so funny because it looks just guys here. Let me pull up the D Wade statue real quick. I don't know if you guys ever saw
NBA guys.
like the actual or what D Wade had to say about it all. He was like, "Well, I mean, I think it looks like me," like trying to,
Yeah.
like
Oddity is
everybody.
starring Griffin Dunn, just as the statue. If you all have seen After Hours, y'all get that.
Hold on, let me present, share screen, share screen. All right. That is Oddity.
I mean, let me look up a picture of the Oddity statue.
Shout out D Wade though, one of the best shooting guards of all time.
It's pretty.
You got a picture of it?
It's pretty accurate.
Here, show it to the screen real quick.
It is. It should be.
Oh, okay, yeah, dude, it looks just like. I see it. Looks just like it. Oh, there's my ad.
Nope.
But yeah. Let's see what else did it. Anyone else see stop motion? I didn't finish it, but speaking of stop motion, literally just watched Mad God the other night. I thought that was really cool. Cool idea. Yeah, I posted on my Letterboxd. If y'all want to follow me on Letterboxd, go ahead.
Yeah, if y'all want to follow us on Letterboxd,
I believe it's just Monk or Jackson Monk's my name, whatever.
I think it's Hunter Hyatt as mine. If y'all want to check it out,
just throw out our gubbies. That's not D-Way, by the way. I mean, art is subjective, so as the artist would say. Mad God is wild. So much happens and it's done so well. Yeah, I like stop motion. We don't see that anymore. It's a dead art, but that was awesome. Like just the visuals. It's very creative. Like I said in my Letterboxd review, it felt like an eerie magazine that came to life. Like the old like horror magazines. There's like eerie and creepy and psycho, and then there's famous monsters and all that stuff. But it looked like one of those that came to life, and it was really cool. Super fun watch. But yeah. So for 2025 horror, first one that we're gonna watch tomorrow. We're checking out Wolfman. Hopefully, you all go and see it because it is a remake of.
Well, I don't know if it's particularly a remake. Do you think it's classified as a remake?
Yeah. Because
the story does not follow the same thing as the original.
It's Universal Studios in with.
But is it a remake? A remake would I would feel like would just be like Nosferatu.
It's
if you will see, I'm pretty sure the story is vastly different.
Look, I know, but it's by Universal Studios. It's titled Wolfman. It was a part of their, not a part of their. It has nothing to do with the original film, but it's the way how they have set it up and promoted it is to act like let's give a shout out to these monsters again because it's same director, or maybe he produced it, but as the Invisible Man remake. First time that has ever been.
I have heard about Your Monster. It has I think what's her Marissa Berea or whatever her name is. I can't.
I've heard about the Vordelok. as well. It's like it's is it Sweden or Norway vampire film? But the
A lot of
vampire,
vampire movies this year.
yeah, yeah. But I think it's like a vampire, like it's like a puppet, like the way how it's portrayed. Like it looks really interesting. Another foreign film. Uh, Wolf finished it. Oh, you ranked every single film ever, which is crazy. By the way, I don't know how you.
Every film
You
ever.
know what? Nathan could
That's
probably do
Nathan. Yeah, Nathan could probably. He has a list out there somewhere ranked of every movie he's ever seen.
dude. Nathan is like a god when it comes to list and ranking. I
Like he
freak
said, he
out.
told me he knows what he likes.
I mean, yeah, that's
He knows what he likes.
more of a reimagining. Yeah, I guess it has some sort of slight relation to what we know or what was brought into this world as the Wolf Man. So otherwise, it'd be called Werewolf Movie or something. They wouldn't throw that title on there. Basically, yeah. I mean, it has nothing directly to do with it, but I'm excited. Of course, I'm excited for anything related to it. I'm going in with low expectations because I feel like I'm going to be let down a little bit. That's just how I feel. Hopefully
Well, I
not.
think as long as you don't go in there thinking it's going to be like Citizen Kane, I think you'd be all right.
I don't do that with any movie, except I did do it with Nosferatu, and I was surprised. It was like, oh, it is actually this good, you know. But it's French. Okay, it's French. Yeah, I've heard about it, but it looks really cool though. Um, I think a Cobwebs channel. I think I watched his video. He was like, check it out. The 1941 is the Wolfman versus the new one, just Wolfman. I guess technically the difference. I guess so. It's my X-Man power, as Nathan said about his list. Dude, I mean, no.
Some people I know. Some people can fly. Some people are super can run. Some people can use. They have this air in them, like Archangel, where they can just or Banshee. Nathan can make movie lists. And guys, that's a hell of a superpower.
Let's Nathan, can we get 5 horror films from the year 1983 that everybody must see?
Give him 2 seconds. He
Very specific list. 1983 top 5 horror films you must see. And if one of those is on there that we haven't seen, Hunter, we should do like a live stream on it or whatever, or a live comm. He's probably got one cooked up in the chamber though. So, and if not, it'll take him 30 seconds.
Well, 83. That same year as Return of the Jedi came out, Nathan would have been not. I mean, under 10. I can't think of how old he would have been, but I mean, young Nathan. So,
no, I mean, Nathan, you compete for this. I'm giving mine too. Okay, for
all right, go give it. Give it.
Let's see it. Everybody, you know what? Everybody comment right now and make sure to donate $100 each. So
Why you don't? We'll donate. What we'll do is whoever wins has to donate money to us, or whoever loses. We'll say.
Whoever wins has to give us money. But no, let's hear. What's your favorite from 1983? You don't know? Are you serious? Wow. 1983 horror films.
See, I might.
There's actually a. Okay. Ooh.
1983. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a.
I mean, right off the bat, I see Videodrome, Psycho 2, The Dead Zone, Christine,
Cujo, Sleepaway Camp.
Nothing like that great of a horror year.
Outsider, Psycho 2, Videodrome, Sleepaway Camp, Psycho 2, Cujo. Throw Cujo in there. Oh, just horror. Cujo, Christine, Eyes of Fire. That's not one that I've seen. Eyes of Fire. Let's see. I'm not familiar. Are you familiar, Hunter? Eyes of
I
Fire.
don't think so. But maybe
Psycho 2 and Twilight Zone the movie. Cursed film. I had to look it up though. I'm a fraud. Hey,
very
if you say you didn't use Google, you're lying. What's Eyes of Fire? Never heard of it. Excuse me.
I'm not really sure. That's one I have.
To be honest, yeah, I'm not sure either. Cujo and Christine, classics. We just watched Dead Zone, not October or maybe before, but not too long ago, right?
Before. Coco. I don't think that's.
Oh, that's Coco. That's Coco. So I'm just looking at some of these movies right here, horror films that are listed. Dude, I gotta see this Microwave Massacre. Look up the poster to Microwave Massacre.
I am already have an idea what it is.
Here, why don't I just share my screen real quick?
Microwave Massacre.
We got to do a live comm on this.
Jeez.
What do y'all think, fellas? I mean, this is pure. Oh, look, I had a release from Arrow. Like, this looks like pure 80s carnage fun. And now that this says 1979, that says 1979. So Google is lying about this. Look at that. Free to watch on Tubi. Let's keep that in mind. Actually, I've heard a Microwave Massacre is totally misleading and it sucks. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, fun stream. You got anything else you would like to say?
No, man. I do apparently have something to say. 2024. I just rehashing what I said earlier. 2024 was a great year for horror films. Just as good as last year. I think 2025 is also going to be a great year. A lot of cool stuff that's supposed to be coming out, and I'm looking forward to. And yeah, it's a cool time to be a horror fan. So, yeah.
Yeah, excuse me. I really appreciate all the support. You know, this was a really fun stream. We did 2 fun streams back to back. I'll have a review up as soon as possible for Wolfman or almost said 1941. 2025.
I'm so stuck in 1941.
Yeah, no. For 2025.
Jackson, don't expect Claude Rains or Lon Chaney Jr. to be in this movie tomorrow. All right.
And I'm not gonna go see it now just because you said that.
Well, they're not in it.
Yeah, what?
They haven't been dead for 50 years.
It's not shot in black and white.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I'll have that up as soon as possible. You're going to check it out tomorrow. Very excited. Hopefully it's a good time. Thank you all for all the support once again. Whenever you watch this, make sure to leave a like, comment. We'll have to figure out what the next stream is. Maybe we bring back the double feature. I know a lot of people in the last stream were saying, yes, that would be fun, including ourselves. So, man, I'm hoping Bela Lugosi will have a cameo as a gypsy again. Yeah, me too. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll hop on here back soon. And guys, let's hit 3K this year. Let's do it. We can do it. Yeah, it's something like for real. Again, thank you for all the support. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you check out some of these horror movies that we recommended for you this year. And if you haven't seen any of them, we recommend them. The support is always much greatly appreciated. Hunter, anything else?
Nope. Thank you all for watching and hanging out with us for the last almost 2 hours.
Yep. So
And thanks for the donations too for those people who did donate.
yeah, it means a lot. And just for even watching the video and telling others about it. Let's get to 3K. Let's do it. Thank you all for everything. Y'all take care. Have a good night. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. See y'all.
Stay scared.